is right. We can talk about anything you like. Just listen. Take a walk right over to my kitchen. What you wanna do? Come mix it up with the stew. So tell me what you wanna do. Come mix it up with the stew. Yeah, come mix it up with the stew.
Welcome to the Stew. Thank you so much for tuning in and joining us. We have got a fabulous show lined up for you. We are here and ready to get into it. But first, we want to say a very special thank you and welcome to our guest co-host today.
I'm back. I told y'all I would be back.
Be back
Hey.
again. Guest co-host and newly engaged.
Yes,
honey.
Wendy Lewis.
If you like it, then you should
Say hello to the ring,
And he
too.
put a ring on it, honey. He sure did, and it's looking fabulous.
Thank
darling.
you. Oh, I got
Congrats.
distracted again. Told y'all.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. So, ladies, let's get right into it.
Let's jump into it.
We've got a lot going on right here in our very own backyard.
What is that?
I went to do the figure, but Wendy gave me that look like, don't you do
Don't
it.
do it. No,
Don't you
child.
do it. And I wish somebody had told the PM the same thing. Don't you
do
hey,
it.
hey, I see the finger
Don't you
itching.
do it.
Put your hand down. You are better than this. You are a leader. You are here
Yes.
to set an example. Stop the foolishness, man.
What
Get
you
out
think
of
he was
here.
thinking?
Nothing. He was thinking about nothing but garbage.
I think it was very emotional on his part. And then
Had to been.
the whole, he's human. I don't know who thought he wasn't human. I sure knew.
we all know
he's
this.
human, so it's not an excuse. And I think the whole thing about him doing that and him being tired and fed up. You're the prime minister of the Commonwealth of the
Exactly.
Bahamas.
Exactly.
I'm gonna need you to have a little bit more decorum than that.
Yes.
A little bit more thick skin. And I don't think
Thank you.
anyone talking
You said
about
it.
your family, which is awful, mind you,
Yeah.
but that's not a reason to disrespect. They were at a meeting, actually, a branch meeting in
yeah.
Marathon,
Fox
I
Hill.
believe.
Fox Hill. Yeah.
But that's not a reason to disrespect.
Yeah.
There were kids there, and here's the ramifications of it and the implications. Your little girl is in school, and her teacher gets mad. She gets mad at her teacher, and she just flips him the bird.
Right.
It's now okay,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
And then he apologized, but I was listening to the apology, and I did not hear the
Here.
words, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I did not hear the words, I
It was
apologize.
a political apology.
And it was so long, I couldn't even stay in my car for it.
Yeah.
I couldn't. It was long.
I
so.
agree. Everything that you've said. You know, you're a leader. You are in a position of authority. It doesn't mean that you can allow yourself to lose control, no matter
what.
That's just the thing of it, you know?
Yeah.
But speaking of politics, also on this topic of politics, as we all know by now, DNA leader Branville McCartney resigned from the Senate.
Oh, we need circus music.
Citing reasons that the leader of the opposition, Loretta Butler Turner, had sown seeds of confusion.
But
I guess he
did this
wanted to
surprise
disassociate
you?
himself.
This didn't surprise me at all.
No.
A lot of people, I mean, it was a big story and it was salacious, but the same way chicks fight on Love and Hip Hop, I was not surprised that this happened. From the beginning, it was, like you said, it's been a circus. So
circus.
I just wanted to get my popcorn, like, all right.
It's like act scene number 2. Here's my thing. You know what? I'm actually excited by all the confusion. You know why? I hope that Bahamians take this as an opportunity now to fill the void.
Yep.
So
We're tired.
We're all tired.
We're all very tired.
Seriously, get it together.
But you know what this reminded me of?
What's that?
the hottest thing going on now in entertainment? The Remy and Nicki beef.
Yes.
Did any of you listen to it? That Sheether. It's called Sheether. I believe I'm saying it correctly.
Yes.
It is like an obituary for Nicki Minaj.
No, seriously. But hold on. If your obituary sound like that, I mean, really.
Then your obituary is hype. It is lit.
And you should die a second time. And you need someone to rewrite it because I don't want to go out like that.
No.
Seriously,
Man.
Remy Ma is such a vicious person. And
She lit her up.
But here's the thing,
Yeah,
right?
she
I'm
did.
so scared for Nicki because do you really strike back at someone who spent real time?
That's what I said. I was like, you realize that Remy
She's
is
been in jail.
She spent hard time in prison.
Yeah.
You really want to come at her?
And not petty time in prison,
I
like a
think
couple
Nikki
months.
will, though, you guys.
Remy was in prison for 6 years.
6
Yeah,
years,
she was
y'all.
for 6 years. But think about it. Nicki Minaj, she is the type of individual who gotta stand her ground, y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Boy, I
she
don't
is
know.
gonna
I don't
have to
think
clap
she-
back. She don't have a choice.
I mean, but what do you
Otherwise,
clap
she
back-
looks like a little
Well, here's the thing.
mouse.
What do you clap back with when someone has talked about your deflated, bongi implants.
Yes.
Your past STDs, your past sexual history. I mean, she went all the way in, and I was a little disgusted.
No, I
actually
loved
not a
it.
little disgusted.
I thought it was great.
Disgusted. I think it's great for rap in terms of entertainment.
Exactly. And you know, she also touched on her family. Nikki has a brother who has a child molestation charge. Like
all of
she
that.
went in.
It
And
was
she talked
ugly.
about how Nikki has used her charms to get tracks, which is you entertainment people, y'all know what I'm talking about. She also hit on the fact that, and this is true, none of Nikki's rhymes have been it since she left Safari. I mean, it's period. So she really is alluding to the fact that you've been a ghostwriter. You've had ghostwriters this whole time.
Okay.
Lord, so ladies, since we're speaking about women and women feuding and having disagreements and that kind of thing, how about what happens when you're in a relationship with a guy, or at least you want to be? Do you make the first move? Would you make the first move? Ooh. Do you think it's a little too much for the woman to make the first move? Or, are you a little old school? And
I mean, I think in the Bahamas, we're definitely old school. I have no problem with a woman that makes the first move. And I actually asked my fiance, I said, do you have a problem with that?
Fiance.
Did you catch that? Did you catch that? So, and here's what he said. He said, not as long as she's cute. So, ladies, I don't think you can be trying to make the first move unless you're cute. So, I mean, I know it's honest.
Yeah.
It's honest.
Yeah.
We're here for the truth.
Yeah.
You can't be doing that if you don't look cute.
I feel two ways about it, because when you talk about the old school, I grew up in a church that said a woman should not go after a man, and the Bible says a man that findeth a good wife, and it never said, so there's that part, and I honor that. But I do respect the fact that we live in the 21st century now, where the way we communicate with each other is different, the way our customs have changed so much.
Yeah.
So I don't think anything's wrong with if you see a fella you like and you have a long gaze at the fella. I don't sending a drink for me is a bit much. But I feel
why do you
like
think so, though?
Well, because I feel like there's certain things I expect a man to impose upon, and not me as a woman. And besides the pleasantries of opening doors, buying me a drink, but I don't think there's anything wrong with giving a little gaze, looking over your shoulder.
So what are your pickup lines?
catching an eye?
If you had to pick up a guy, what would you say?
I have makeup.
one.
What kind of game you got?
Well, let me tell you, I always I'll say it like this, okay? If he's dressed nicely, oh my, you have such a great tie on. Nice to see you around here. How are you? What do you do?
Compliments usually do work.
Compliments,
yes.
and I think for men too, complimenting,
They
if
do.
he looks like a professional, well, what do you do? Start talking about what he does.
Because the thing is, guys don't usually expect that a woman would compliment. I think they think that all the time they're the ones that need it.
I disagree, because
or need to do it.
I feel like, especially in our country where women outnumber men, I think guys are very lazy when it comes to pursuing women. Actually,
Really?
I think they're spoiled.
Bahamian men lazy to pursue a woman?
I think so.
I know,
I think
boy.
so. I think they're very used to
So
women coming
we
up
ain't
to them.
talking about the oi sweetness.
No,
what
we
you
talking about
saying?
that. I was
okay.
not. That's what I said. No.
I was like, what is she talking about?
Okay, but let's talk about, let's say after you've already come onto this guy and this is now your man. Are you going to allow other women to be around him? What type of woman? What type of woman?
My foot too high.
What
Not in
type
this
of
dress.
woman would you allow to be around your man?
What type of a friend to be around? I think the nun type.
The nun
is
type.
quite appropriate.
I know that.
Yes.
The NONE
Yeah,
type.
Not the
not
NUN
happening
type either.
anytime soon.
Let me put it like
Yes.
this. Ladies, we have been gifted with something called a female intuition, right?
Yes.
So I don't care. Even when you're friends with somebody, even when one of your coolest friends, she got, she
Thought tendencies.
you know when she got some tendencies.
Tendencies. That's thought and tendencies.
You know when she got
Yes.
some tendencies that you really don't vibe with. And you
Hello.
know if she get around your half decent man, she could be doing her own thing. So
Let's do it again. 1, 2, 3.
Don't
Act
don't
like
go
you
to the
know,
bathroom.
girl. And if
That's
you
all I
know
have
you
to
got
say
that
while
one
she
spicy
around.
friend, we all were in college together. You see how she's vibrant, people man. You see how she's vibrant, man. She is that one friend. She don't need to be third wheel on no dates.
But what about the
no.
what about the sister? What about the
There ain't
girl
no
that
sister.
he grew up with?
What kind of sister?
You know, he
For
grew
what?
up with.
But she,
Girl,
Because
I'm gonna
they're
need you
best
to
friends. They best friends.
Citrin. Hey, Citrin. I'm gonna need you to consciously exit stage left.
this is what
Yeah.
I'm saying.
And I think, and if you are the sister, I think you need to know your place. If your friend now has a legitimate committed relationship,
Partner?
fiance, anything that you thought you know about your friend, you let your man and his woman deal with that. None
Seriously.
of this.
And
None
you know
of
what,
this. I
too?
know what's best for him type
Oh,
thing.
no, no,
That
no.
is not
Oh
gonna
no, don't
work.
come around here with that. Because you know
No.
what? Me and him are together now. I'm going to get to know what's
Yes.
best for him.
Yeah,
Because he's
yeah.
changed.
He
Know
ain't
your
your
place.
best
The
friend
two
no
of you
more.
been
He's
friends.
my best friend.
Know
Exactly.
your place. Know your
Hey,
place.
and don't sleep. Oh, Lord, the quiet set.
Yeah.
Don't sleep on them. Woo!
The homies. The homies. I call them the homies.
Lord.
Unless they're
Don't
real
do it.
homie. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But you know the homie.
Listen,
No.
Can't
they
sleep
don't
on them
need to
either.
be cool outside
No,
of
no.
any of the. Maybe if you need to check on me for an emergency.
Right.
Yeah.
Listen, you don't even have to have each other's numbers if
well-
for any reason. No,
Les.
you
No,
can
Les, I
contact
think-
me.
no, no,
He
no,
had
I
life before you.
Yeah, I think they need a number to check on you in case.
Okay,
of-
all right, fine.
Les don't want none.
We'll give him that, but
That part is okay.
We have to revisit that topic. That's a show all on its own. And I think we should actually try to get some feedback from the people that are watching.
Yeah.
What do you guys think? What type of woman would you allow around your man? Let's say the nun type. So,
Yeah.
but before we end, we have to say congratulations to Team Bahamas.
Beach soccer. Yes,
recently had beach soccer.
CONCACAF.
Bring the goatskin drop.
How you say
yes, the CONCACAF.
Yes. Well, we want to say
Soccer
congratulations.
championship, yes, recently, yeah.
And congratulations to the Bahamas as well, because apparently it was a wonderful success, and we are now automatically qualified to host the FIFA Beach
Yes,
Championship.
which is going to be next month. I am thoroughly looking forward to that.
Yeah.
So, yes. But guys, our girl chat time is up. We have got to go to a commercial break, but you know what? On the other side, we've got a very special gentleman in the house, the classic man, none other than Addis Huyler himself of the Bahamian, the Alive Bahamian Icon Awards. You don't want to miss this. See you after the break.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Stew. If you've been anywhere above rock over the past 5 years, you would have been exposed to the Bahamian Icon Awards. And today we are so delighted to have in studio with us founder and CEO of the Alive Bahamian Icon Awards, Addis Huyler. Join us in welcoming him. Get out on here, Addis. I'm all tongue-tied all of a sudden. I'm so excited to see you. Hello.
I'm so excited to finally be in the studio.
You had me chewing up all my words just now.
man,
I'm so
that's
happy
okay.
to see you. Happy belated birthday.
Thank you.
Turn
The
it
big
up.
four. Oh,
Let's dab on that. 1, 2, 3.
I've never dabbed before.
You've never dabbed
Never dabbed.
Welcome to the stew.
Yeah.
What's going
I
on?
am good. I am good. I'm so happy to be here. I've watched the show. I love what you guys are doing here. It's my first time in the studio. I'm so excited.
All right, so
happy
we
to have
are
you.
here. We want to talk about so much, but obviously diving right into the Alive Bahamian Icon Awards for 2017. We've all the ladies here have played some part in the Bahamian Icon Awards since its inception.
Yeah.
Leslie hosted the first
The first
year.
year.
Wendy has been nominated and she has performed. Was it twice?
Twice. I think I performed
guys
at
every
every
year.
Right? So there you go.
At every
Yes.
award.
She's been here as long as I have.
Amen.
I'm a founding member as well.
Amen. And I've been graced and so honored to be nominated in the category of media last year, and what an incredible experience that was for me. So Addis, tell us, you've gone from year 1 to now year 5.
Yeah.
Your baby is growing up.
It is so amazing, you guys. I remember the first year, just always waiting to hit that roadblock that stopped me in my tracks and be like, oh, well, it was, I gave it a good try. It was, but this is where it ends. And so to go through from that point to now we're in year 5,
Wow.
it's incredibly humbling. You
Yeah.
know, and not only just the fact that the project is still alive, but also considering how so many people have embraced what we're doing
Yes.
and have kind of made it their own and are so engaged. And so it's really humbling to be a part of that process and to be at the helm of that
And
process.
I think it's truly becoming a part of the Bahamian society
Yes,
now.
it
You know,
is.
you started at year 1, and I was there during like the beginning stages. So I've seen the backstage and the front stage. And after every award, Addis would be like, "I'm not doing this anymore." It was year 5. So
What's that process like then? Because we don't get to see behind the scenes. We see the
Behind
glitz, the
scenes
glam.
is rough.
it's crazy.
Behind the scenes is rough. And the reason is because there's nothing that's like this has ever been done before here in the country.
Yeah.
And so I have a great team, and Leslie's been a part of that team for a few years.
Yes.
We've had a great team, but we're all just kind of trying to figure this out.
Right.
There's no blueprint, there's no
Right.
no model for us to follow. And so there are challenges that arise every year. I was so kind of relieved to see what happened at the Oscars this year.
Yes.
When they mixed up the envelopes at the end, because that happened to us in year 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, it absolutely did.
Yeah.
And so there are always challenges, but the good thing about it is that we have some amazing people that work with us, and
Yeah.
that's been the key to our success, getting the absolute best in the industry performing at their best. And that
Yeah.
extends from the committee members to the selection board
Yeah.
to the performers that we have engaged in the process as well. And so that's what makes the show so great. Everybody kind of galvanizing around this core intention of really wanting to celebrate the best of what it means to be a Bahamian.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
What are some of the changes that have taken place within the 5 years from the beginning to now that you are most proud of?
Well, I think the growth. You know, the growth is what I'm most proud of, and I think that's because we've been consistent from year 1. The opportunity to go from, I think we had like something like 12,000 viewers in the first year to 141,000 people watching the show last year.
Wow.
And that's been a process of refining the brand and refining our focus. Making sure that we stay consistent, making sure that we stay clear in terms of how we want the award to be regarded, and making sure that we produce a good show. And so I'm happy about that growth, and I think that's a testament to everybody involved.
Lovely. So let's talk about the show itself. Are you still planning on doing the red carpet this time around?
Yeah, that's the best part of the show.
Carpet, so you can slay on the red
Yeah,
carpet.
You know
because
what's-
it's all about style, of course. We know you slay
I know, you look great,
every
right?
year.
I try my best. It's a challenge, though. You know, before, and I blame people like Kedar Clark and all
It's
those
all his fault.
who made it so incredibly difficult to just put on a black tuxedo and come to an event.
Yeah.
Like, you can't do that
you
anymore.
can't.
But
Yeah,
Addis,
you
we
can't.
see you trying to play all humble and type. But let me let you know, for the people who didn't get to attend the Icon Awards last year, Addis had a change of outfit.
Yeah.
That wasn't my
And he
idea.
came out sharper the second time than he did the first. So I
Because
need you to act like you
remember
know.
seeing Addis post on social media, guys, ladies, what do you think? This outfit, this suit, this one.
I think that's great though, because it's a chance for us to dress up. We don't really get a lot of
Yeah.
opportunities
Yeah.
like that unless you're going to the balls, and not everyone
Right.
does the ball circuit. So I think it's a great opportunity for the Bahamas to dress up and
Yep.
then to feel glamorous and to feel Hollywood. I love it.
What it is also, though, is an opportunity for designers and makeup
Yes.
artists and
Yes.
hairstylists.
Right.
And
Yes.
so you have people on the red carpet. I know that you wore a beautiful yellow dress
Yes.
last year. That was amazing.
Yes.
And I
You
want
know,
to be
you wore Theodore Elliott.
Yeah.
Thanks,
And local.
Leo.
Both of us had local designers
Exactly.
on.
And so you have that opportunity for designers to be able to showcase the best of what they do
Yes.
to a national audience. That's the best part of this program for me. Everybody gets to be a part and gets to take advantage
Let's
of what
talk
we
a little
offer.
bit about how the lives of the nominees and winners are changed. I know for me, I've been nominated 3 times, and with each time, I'm adding that to my list,
Sure.
and it's upgrading my whole portfolio.
Yeah.
And even in arts and entertainment, we can actually use these things as catapults into going into the international market. So how do you feel it's affected the lives of other nominees?
You know, the Icon Awards were started because I wanted to be nominated for a Cacique Award. You know,
Wow, I love it.
Yeah, I had a PR answer when we first started because my background is in public relations and marketing. So I had a very specific talking point about all these things. I was like, I'm just going to tell the truth. I wanted a Cacique Award.
Wow.
And the reason is because it's the same reason why everyone wants to be nominated for an Oscar or an Emmy or a Grammy or an Icon Award. Everybody wants to know that their lives is making a difference to somebody else.
Exactly.
And so the idea that I get to provide that platform,
Yeah.
and you guys have
And it's
been
amazing,
beneficiaries
Addis.
of
Let me
that.
tell you, thank you again. That night after I'd been nominated, I nearly cried in Addis's arms, if you may. Because like you said, a lot of, especially in the areas that we are nominated for, some of our areas aren't necessarily celebrated all the time. For me, I was nominated in the area of media amongst people who were in the industry for 20 years.
Yeah.
And my little blog, That Can, is sitting up there. I'm the youngest in my category, and I was brought to tears because young bloggers can now aspire to something.
Certainly,
So it's created a shift culturally.
Certainly.
Seriously, thank you for
Certainly.
that.
Let's talk quickly about the sponsors and
the
you know,
dates and deadline submissions.
give us all the details and tell us, who's a part of bringing this amazing event to life.
Our sponsors have played such an integral part in the success of our event. This literally could not happen without them. Obviously, Island Luck has played a huge part in that over the last few years. and they're back on board with us again this year. But the biggest change that we have is now we have a title sponsor in Alive, the newest telecommunications company in the country. And they have thrown the entire weight of their resources behind us, not just financially, but even coming to the table and helping us to discuss ideas on how we can make the show better.
Awesome.
And so we're really excited for those kinds of partnerships. It's not just about money, it's about fresh ideas, fresh perspectives, and everybody coming to the table to
And the
elevate
deadline,
what we do.
for submissions.
March 31st.
March
Wow,
31st.
so just a
submissions
few
in.
weeks.
Yeah, just a few more weeks to
Yes.
get it done. We've had so many nominees now, submissions from all over the country. It's really exciting to read the stories of what amazing people are doing all over the Bahamas. So,
Yeah. Well, Addis, thank you so much for being
that's it.
here.
It's 8 minutes.
It's our time out very quickly. We have so much fun with you, and you know what? Come back anytime. We can
Absolutely.
talk Icon Awards with you anytime. But thank you so much for being here once again. Thank you for tuning in. We've got more stew after the break, so don't you go anywhere. We'll see you in a bit.
That went fast.
It's time for this week's wellness tip. Now, recently, I found myself feeling under the weather for about a week and a half. I also soon discovered that I had several other colleagues who were also sick with very bad colds and flus as well, which isn't actually that unusual for this time of year. But it got me thinking about that age-old question that I'm sure has crossed your mind as well. How is this going to play out with that fitness routine you just got going for the new year? Exercising while sick. Should we? Or shouldn't we? Well, several experts on WebMD say it all depends on the individual and what you've got going on. A minor cold, for example, isn't considered a major setback, although they say a fever means the gym is completely off limits. Reason being is that exercise will raise your body's temperature internally, which can make you even more sick if you have an existing fever, especially if those temperatures are in the triple digits. A sports medicine expert suggests do what you are actually able to do. But if you physically cannot, then don't. Case in point, a terrible flu may not even allow you to get out of bed. So the chances that you can exercise are pretty slim. Another doctor recommends a neck check. If you've got a respiratory illness, this is a way to analyze your activity level. If your symptoms above the neck, like sore throat, nasal congestion, watery eyes, or sneezing, aren't debilitating, then feel free to exercise. Otherwise, if you've got symptoms below the neck, like body aches, fatigue, fever, and coughing, those are clear indications to keep those sneakers in the closet until you feel better. Helping you to stay mind, body, soul, and heart healthy, this has been your week's Wellness Tip with Les. I'll see you next time.
Thank you so much for tuning in to yet another episode of The Stew. And thank you to Wendi.
Yes, our guest
Oh,
co-host, our sister.
Don't you know about it?
Put in this in.
She got it. That was my tag.
There you go, honey. Thank you so much. Did you have fun with us,
I
Wendi?
had a great
You
time.
enjoyed
I
it?
hope to be back again. I had a great time.
Wendi,
Yes, we'd love to have you anytime, hon.
do not forget my invitation for this wedding in the May. And I know Bahamians like to do that. And I usually just talk bad, but the people be begging for wedding
She-
invitations.
she
But if
does.
I ain't at that wedding, we gonna have
Because
problems.
she could talk about it on the show,
What?
too. That's
I
the
will have
next
you
thing.
on blast. Friends, on top. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for watching this episode of The Stew. I wasn't invited at Wendi wedding, and I'm mad. Thank you
Okay,
so much.
I can work something out because I don't want you to embarrass me. Okay,
Okay,
so
just
we can
make
work it
sure
out.
I will stew on the go at the reception boo. I will be there. All right. So thank you so much, Wendy, for joining
Yes,
us as our
thank
guest host
you.
today. We
And
had so
thank
much
you
fun.
to Addis
Addis as well,
for
Mr.
coming.
GQ. We appreciate you so much. Please do not forget to catch all of the episodes of The Stew that you have missed on Facebook. That is facebook.com/The Stew Daytime. Bam.
Hey.
You heard it here first. All right. We'll see you guys next time.
When the vibe is right.